Have some Phantasm Spiral action for you today. I'm so happy to see this. Some Crystal Beast action, and it appears that Voiceless Voice is back. Make sure you guys smash the link crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Now, I gotta tell you, looking at this list, this is, I think, gotta be one of the most interesting lists that I've seen out of the regional season here. With Phantasm Spiral of all decks getting a spot to shine out here. But this list goes even further beyond with the Blue Eyes White Dragon. We also got the Gago, of course, Megalomasher X, and the Phantasm Spiral Dragon. So pick your choice of vanilla challenger that you want to bring. I see we also have one copy of the Dimensional Fissure in here, still playing some sort of control options. We're doing one Succumbing Song Morganite with 2 copies of the Time Tearing, not too bad. But we're also playing 2 copies of Fist of the Unrivaled Tenyi and 2 copies of Primite Howl in here. Now, you want to continue on with the memery? How about the Spellcaster for the Secret Village out here? Just so that you can roll this on up. I love this deck because literally Primite Lordly Load just gives you so many options. Literally every normal monster that you could actually possibly think of, Lordly Load is going to give you access to in here. And to top things off, you know, with the Pacifist in here as well, you're going to be generating all of these stupidly strong monsters that your opponent's going to have to stare at you and go, huh, how am I going to have to deal with this today? Also, you know, Skill Drain at Home in here actually coming in handy. I really wish that this deck wouldn't have got 9th place at its regional. I really wish it would have top 8'd. But I got to say, though, the fact that this deck was even able to make it to where it is now is nothing short of how innovative that we can get with some of these decks in here and show, hey, you know, we have the options, we have cool, crazy ideas. Let's test them out and see what we can actually, you know, do well with. Okay. Crystal Beast yet again. So, I gotta tell you out here, man, the fact that the Crystal Beast cards allow for some of the shenanigans that these cards do, I like it a lot. I gotta tell you, just the fact that Sapphire Pegasus is kind of just one card combo is kind of insane. Now, I gotta tell you though, this build, being 60 cards is kind of gonna make you look at some of these options and you're gonna go, what in the world are we doing here? Like, why are we, first of all, why are we jam-packing all of these cards in here? What's our payoff? Well, the Diabellstar stuff's going to kind of lay a lot of the groundwork to get into the Flamberge Dragon. So we can do things. The Crystal Beast base is also going to be very, very important for this deck as well. I mean, once again, Sapphire Pegasus is usually essentially one card combo. Extra deck options, I do see you are doing the standard 2 down here for the Azamina package. And of course, this is going to be one of those builds that you are going to have to maximize Deception. I don't think you have a choice, alright? You have to make sure that even in 60, yeah, it is searchable, but I mean, you're still doing 1 Diabellstar, 3 Wanted, so you're still technically playing 7 copies overall to get to down this line. I also do see we are doing 1 Wyson, 1 Boncho here. Don't even get me started on the stupid things that we can do with these. Of course, Azaroon, we are doing the Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. I mean, you need some sort of field spell interaction here. And I mean, it also, on activation, does bring out another one to the opponent's field. And then, you know, you can kind of spell and trap, scale up whoever you need to, which lets you get into the other interactions. Yep, that's it. This is, I can't even say that this is like peak innovation, but like, this is enough that you look at it and you go, huh, that's actually really, really cute. Yes, yes it is. Alright, next up here, we have Voiceless Voice for you. Now, everything that I have seen for Voiceless Voice out here, it's been rough for this deck, actually. I'm not saying that the deck is incredibly bad, but it is definitely, it is no longer been in that tier 1 bracket for a while now. It has definitely fallen very, very hard to the wayside into the rogue category. But, I mean, you have a lot of good options still in this deck. So, this build is choosing to play the 2 copies of the Skull Guardian, which is fine. We're sticking to the 1 Saravis. I do feel like 1 Saravis is more correct than anything right now. It just, we've reached the point out here that I look at Saravis and I'm like, hey, This card is cool. It's a very good protection option, but when you're getting into the realm of 2 of these, it is such a worthless card. Play the 1 of, search it for when you need it, and of course, you notice anything else in here? We're not even playing the Sarvis that interacts with this anymore. Most of the builds have long since cut that. I think it was cool that we could use it to try to interact with things, but I think most people kind of agree, like, yeah, the recyclable options were good, but it wasn't that great of a card. We've just reached the point right now that, the game is much faster than it was, and dedicating the resources to these things most people just don't want to right now. But instead, hey, the Nadir Servant package just gets you better places. Hey, pop 1 and a free search 1? Yeah, absolutely. Why would I not want to take advantage of that, Especially with Maximus here, to be that guide. And then, of course, we're ending on, like a Desiree now? So, hey, buddy, good luck outing Skull Guardian with the protection up in this, and then Desiree sitting here going, hi, I'm a negate. What are you gonna do? Actually, I'm a 2-sided negate. We have some water for you here. Now, the other thing I gotta tell you out here is Sharks, very rogue, very, very strong rogue contender, though. But it also depends on, kind of how your localized environment is for this deck. Not every Shark player is going to be able to go to every locals and perform. That's just not how this works. But, if you've got the strategy down, you know how to overcome the weaknesses of this deck, what you have to do. I don't see a problem out here to where this deck cannot perform much better. You know what I mean? We're also dedicating 3 slots to the Ready Fusion down here to be able to pull out Rare Fish. I've seen some builds that, I think we're just trying to play 2 of this. I can see 3. It's going to be one of those things that you can make your decision on. We're also doing Beautiful Princess. I have a love-hate relationship with this card. Also, only 1 cross-out designator. I really don't like this. I feel like you could very easily drop a Ready Fusion to go to the second cross-out. But I also feel like in a deck like this, though, that some of the logic here is, hey, we're running into dead draws. I can't afford these slots to be, relying on this. But once again, you have 4 fusion cards for 2 targets. I also do imagine that in a world where you do see 1 Ready Fusion, 1 Instant Fusion out here, you pop out 2 of these Rare Fishes, you've got a shit-eating grin on your face because your opponent, you're just like, hey, I'm just better than you. Like, what can you do? And I do agree with that, actually. There is something to be said with that. All right, but outside of that, I like this list. The fact you have all of the Shark innovations that you could want, also being able to make Utopic Future Drago in this deck, still puts a smile on my face. Sharks I'm really happy to see them actually getting some spotlight out here, even if sometimes they have some issues performing in the meta. And then we also have Exodia. Obliterate! Alright, so I love this deck because I get scummed by Secret Village all the time. Secret Village is just one of those cards that you're like, why do you have to exist? Why do I have to deal with this stupid thing? Of course, 2 centuries, which is fine, maximizing on everything else. Full Exodia piece is actually playing the Dimension Shifter. I actually want to under-shifter. I just want to take away one of my opponent's Exodia pieces, break their board, and have them hit the auto-concede button so I can chuckle. We are playing 1 copy of Dark Hole, and then 2 copies of Droll and Lockbird. Maybe they just didn't want to play 3 Droll, but I guess they were also like, hey, maybe we need this. It's also totally unsearchable, by the way. We have no thrust in this deck to get to this. So, sure. Of course, deck lockdown. I can also imagine a Exodia lock with the Exod Flames of Secret Village and the deck lockdown. Also just being the extra BM on your opponent so they can't play the game. Yeah, that's real fun. Still our main decking the Azarin so we can set it after we're setting up an Exodia play, shovel back the rabbit, which is fine. Only 2 copies of the Unstoppable Incarnate. I guess. I feel like, though, you still want to have the 3rd in here because, like, in case Unicorn starts getting in your face, you don't want to really lose that. But I guess, logically, like, if that's the case, you're already in an incredibly bad position anyway. So I don't want to, lose that too hard. But outside of that, we have some pretty interesting decks here, to say the least. So you gotta love some Pacifists. Make sure you guys leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.